WWE's plans for Roman Reigns at WWE Survivor Series revealed. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jennifer, have a nice day. For the WWE family latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Thank you. The next major match for the tribal chief Roman Reigns following his return may take place inside the intense setting of War Games. According to a new report from Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, the current plan for Reigns at the upcoming Survivor Series premium live event is for him to compete in the War Games match, rather than in a one-on-one contest. The event, which will take place on Saturday, November 29th in San Diego, California, has become synonymous with the two-ring steel cage match. Reigns' involvement would put him at the center of a team-based main event that has been developing on television for months. I think Roman's definitely doing the San Diego show, but he's not in a singles match there. He's in War Games, unless they change, Meltzer stated. He also mentioned that a potential singles match between Reigns and his longtime rival, World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins, isn't expected to happen soon, likely not until WrestleMania 42 at the earliest. There is no Roman Reigns-Seth Rollins match before January at the earliest, and I doubt January because I'm sure they'll both be in the Rumble. So I think it's probably WrestleMania, as a guess, Meltzer added. A War Games match would be the logical next step in the ongoing rivalry between the newly reformed Bloodline and The Vision. The storyline has been building since WrestleMania 41, where Seth Rollins defeated Roman Reigns and CM Punk following Paul Heyman's surprise alliance with Rollins. Reigns was temporarily written off television after a storyline attack from Rollins and his new ally, Braun Breaker. After a 3-month absence, Reigns returned on the July 14th episode of Raw to help CM Punk and Jey Uso when they were confronted by Breaker and Bronson Reed. This led to Reigns and Jey Uso defeating Breaker and Reed at SummerSlam. The rivalry has only intensified since then, with The Vision targeting Reigns after his match at Clash in Paris, giving him time away from television while he filmed the Street Fighter movie. With Roman Reigns now back and reunited with the Usos and The Vision, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed maintaining their dominance, the stage is set for a 5-on-5 War Games showdown. Before Survivor Series, however, Reigns must first face Bronson Reed in a one-on-one street fight at the Crown Jewel event in Perth, Australia, on October 11th. Roman Reigns isn't just walking into another match at WWE Crown Jewel. Something bigger is developing. Wrestling veteran Bill Apter believes fans should expect an unexpected twist when Reigns faces Bronson Reed in Perth. According to Apter, the match might not be as straightforward as it seems. He suspects WWE could involve outside interference, possibly from Reed's allies like Braun Breaker. That could lead to a controversial finish, maybe a disqualification or a surprise outcome. Still, Apter predicts that the tribal chief will find a way to come out on top, but not without a few surprises along the way. Reports indicate that WWE has positioned Reigns versus Reed as the main event of Crown Jewel. Interestingly, insiders claim the bout might feature a hardcore stipulation, potentially an Australian street fight, meaning no disqualifications or countouts, and the use of the environment around the ring would be allowed. This storyline has been unfolding since late September, when Reigns made an unexpected appearance on Raw to help the Usos during an altercation with Reed and Breaker. That moment set the tone for what's shaping up to be one of the most unpredictable main events of the year. Event listings already hint that the match will close the show, adding even more weight to Apter's prediction of a major twist. Reigns added intrigue to the story when he posted a brief 3-word message after the stipulation was announced. "See you soon." The understated message suggests quiet confidence ahead of a major showdown. Reed, on the other hand, appears eager for the no-rules environment, a situation that plays to his strengths. Triple H might also be planning a big surprise for Crown Jewel. According to Hall of Famer Bill Apter, WWE's chief content officer could be preparing a major change that would impact the women's division for months to come. Apter pointed toward Tiffany Stratton, whose winning streak has been one of the most dominant stories of 2025. The 25-year-old has been on an impressive run, defeating top stars like Nia Jax and Jade Cargill, while becoming one of WWE's most talked-about performers. However, if Apter's prediction comes true, that perfect record could end at Crown Jewel. Apter believes Stratton's challenger, Women's World Champion Stephanie Vaquer, could be the one to finally achieve the upset victory. The veteran journalist praised Vacker's rapid rise, calling her the most complete talent on the roster right now. Her mix of confidence, technical precision, and fan support has turned her into a legitimate force heading into Saudi Arabia. Vacker's momentum skyrocketed after defeating IEO Sky at WrestlePalooza, and she's carried that energy ever since. Meanwhile, Stratton's recent matches have hinted at cracks in her armor, especially during her triple threat victory against Jax and Cargill, where a controversial ending sparked debates about how long her streak can realistically continue. For Triple H, this is more than just deciding a winner and a loser. Ending Stratton's streak would reset the women's division and elevate Vacker into the same league as past greats who ended iconic runs. On the flip side, keeping the streak alive would extend one of WWE's rare, modern-era records, something the company doesn't take lightly. CM Punk's comeback momentum might have hit its first real challenge on Raw. After teaming with LA Knight against the USOs, the Uneasy Alliance quickly showed signs of strain. The match ended in confusion when Punk landed his trademark "go to sleep" on Jey Uso, only for Knight to tag himself in at the last second and score the pin. The crowd cheered for the win, but Punk's glare told the real story. The two exchanged a tense stare-down before Knight stepped out of the ring, smiling as if he'd just made a clever move. Once the show went off the air, Knight didn't hold back. He turned the crowd into Punk with a sharp message: "Do not get in my way." The 42-year-old made it clear he's done playing nice on his climb toward the World Heavyweight Championship. For him, this wasn't just a win. It was a statement. Knight has been pushing to solidify his main event spot since his breakout last year. Defeating Jey Uso, with or without Punk's help, gave him another reason to call himself the man to watch. He called it just another step in the era of yeah, declaring that no one, not even CM Punk, will stop his rise. Meanwhile, Punk looked more annoyed than shaken. He's been focused on redemption and proving he can still compete at the highest level. But now, with Knight's warning ringing through the arena, he might have a new rivalry on his hands before he even gets a proper title shot. Backstage reports indicate that WWE officials are impressed by the chemistry and tension between the two. Fans are already buzzing about the potential feud, and judging by how both men left the arena, that clash seems inevitable. Xavier Woods isn't going anywhere. Reports from multiple wrestling news outlets say he's locked in a new multi-year deal with WWE just in time, as his prior contract was set to expire in September. Negotiations apparently went down to the wire, but both sides reached an agreement before things became complicated. That's a solid win for WWE. Woods has been a steady presence for over a decade, especially as part of the New Day, where he's long been counted on to carry segments, energize crowds, and bring versatility. Securing his future gives the company stability amid an era of roster changes. His renewal carries extra significance this year. Woods recently underwent a medical procedure initially reported as the removal of a lymphoma, which he later clarified was a benign lipoma behind his head. He shared before and after photos, confirming the surgery's seriousness, but easing concerns by clarifying the diagnosis. In WWE's creative landscape, retaining Woods adds flexibility. There's no public confirmation that Kofi Kingston, his longtime tag partner, signed a similar extension. Even when members of a team usually move in sync, real-life circumstances like injuries or negotiations can alter timing. Beyond the contract details, this move opens creative opportunities. Woods has shown he can elevate others, anchor television segments, and take on solo pushes when needed. With his health issue resolved and his new deal secured, he's free to move in whichever direction WWE chooses, whether that's teaming again with Kingston for tag title pursuits or stepping into individual storylines. Roman Reigns is headed into hostile territory at WWE Crown Jewel, and his latest challenge comes with a twist: an Australian street fight. On the October 6th episode of Monday Night Raw in Dallas, Texas, the undisputed WWE Universal Champion came face-to-face with Bronson Reed and Paul Heyman in a heated confrontation that set the tone for this weekend's premium live event. What started as a verbal exchange soon escalated into a tense altercation, ending with Reigns accepting Reed's challenge for an Australian street fight, a stipulation that immediately caught fans' attention. The segment began with Roman Reigns addressing the crowd before being interrupted by Paul Heyman and Bronson Reed. The atmosphere was intense, as Heyman reminded fans that Reigns had previously been taken out of action after facing Reed, a rare occurrence in the career of the tribal chief. Reed, proudly representing his Australian heritage, boasted that even Reigns' father and uncles, the legendary Anoa'i family, had never experienced such a setback. Reigns fired back, mocking Heyman's hesitation and reaffirming that no matter the opponent or location, he will always remain the tribal chief. That's when Heyman made it official. Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns in an Australian street fight at Crown Jewel in Perth. The announcement sparked discussion among fans. Was this a new match type exclusive to Australia, or simply a creative branding decision to fit the location? As of now, WWE has not introduced any special stipulations or rule changes for this Australian version of the street fight. It appears to be a promotional twist for the event in Perth, Western Australia. WWE has often named matches after their host cities or countries, such as the Chicago Street Fight or the Sin City Street Fight at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. Despite the regional title, the match rules will remain the same as a traditional street fight, meaning no disqualifications, no countouts, and no restrictions on how the action unfolds. Superstars can battle anywhere in or around the ring, with the victory coming only by pinfall or submission. Objects like chairs, tables, and the steel steps are legal, adding an element of unpredictability to the showdown. This will mark the second singles encounter between the two competitors. Their previous meeting at Clash in Paris saw Reigns emerge victorious, though he suffered a setback afterward that kept him out of competition for several weeks. Now fully recovered, Reigns is determined to settle the score. But with Reed competing on home turf and the match favoring his powerhouse style, the bout promises to be one of the most unpredictable clashes on the Crown Jewel card. The Australian crowd is expected to rally behind Reed, while Reigns will aim to remind the WWE Universe why he still commands their acknowledgement. No matter the outcome, the Australian street fight is set to deliver excitement, intensity, and high drama on the international stage, making it one of the must-see matches